Hello guys, welcome back to our Netherlands channel. I'm Vera Shtukensia. This is
Igroglaz,
Hello,
Russian bag.
and we are now in the Netherlands, and you are in the Netherlands with us too. So today we will talk about the most Dutch city in the Netherlands. And this topic might seem to you a little bit strange for those who have never been in the Netherlands before, and you like, so are there Dutch cities and non-Dutch cities in the Netherlands? How it works like this? And we will tell you our opinion on this topic, and each of us will choose the most Dutch city. You please, if you're from the Netherlands, recently, Igroglaz, that we have a bunch of new viewers and commentators at our channel who are actually from the Netherlands, and they provide really interesting information for under our video. So please continue write your nice comments. And
I want to ask you, what do you mean by the most Dutch city?
I think when I say Dutch, I have some definition in my head about Dutch. Also, recently I started to call Dutch everything that is efficient and that is works like in Dutch style. So everything like clean, beautiful, calm, accurate, effective, and Protestant, like this.
Maybe traditional, not Protestant, but traditional.
Okay, so I think it's a bit too big, no? No. Look, very beautiful leaves, very beautiful, like sakura, Everybody said that there is sakura in Japan, but I would say in Dutch cities you see a lot of sakura-like trees, and this is very, very, very Dutch. It's spring. Now it's spring in the Netherlands. So Dutch for me is a word which you can apply to everything, and that's what it means. And when I think about Dutch and non-Dutch cities, the very easy example will come to my head. There is a capital of the Netherlands which is called Amsterdam. And when you visit the Netherlands, a lot of tourists who visit Netherlands for the first time or maybe second time, they visit only Amsterdam. And this happens for me when I just came to the Netherlands. I thought Amsterdam is representative of Dutch culture and the Netherlands. But it is not true at all. Amsterdam is the most non-Dutch city I have ever seen. So if you visited Amsterdam and you think you know what is Dutch, you are not right. You are wrong. You have wrong perception of what I call Dutch. So Amsterdam is not Dutch. But what is the most Dutch city in my opinion? I would pick the city where I am now because I just like it and I live in this city, and I think it's quite Dutch, very, very Dutch city. And almost, it's not only my opinion, so a lot of Dutch people say that the city is very, very Dutch and has like a bubble of something very good about Dutch country. So you can find here. This is a city called Wageningen city, and a lot of cities which you can find around the city, also small cities like Rennen, Hilsum, like not Jede because there is another city called Jede. It's not Dutch at all in my opinion, but this is small city like Wageningen and all around is quite Dutch. And what do I mean by Dutch when I say that this city is Dutch? You will see a lot of calm streets, so nobody around. I am like a Russian person. I like to walk, and I walk all the time, and I like just walk in the morning, in every time that I have free time, I like to walk. And Dutch people, they do not walk a lot, so you will see a lot of empty streets. I call Dutch people like homesteaders, so they even at work, or sometimes they at sport center or somewhere, and the rest of the day they are at home.
They do not spend their free time just
Outside.
walking on the streets. It's like useless waste of time.
Yeah.
Why you would walk on the street?
You might go somewhere, of course, to the shop or to the sports center or to work, but just going around the city,
As we all do all the time.
I do it all the time. We're like walkers. We can go around the city and go and film our videos and just talking. We just like walking everywhere. And when I walk across typical Dutch city, there is empty space. I feel myself like this everything is created only for me and nobody around. I'm just alone. I'm not lonely, but I'm just, in my virtual game, very beautiful, very nice, very safe environment, but there's not much people around. And this is very typical Dutch, I guess. Also, what is typical Dutch? So let's go that way, maybe. So what is also typical Dutch is to have in the city center where you have a church, and I think every typical Dutch city have a church in the center of city, big church, Protestant, or I don't know, maybe Catholic, but very often it's Protestant church. And around this church you have a market, and around this place you can sit, and this is center of city. And city, typical Dutch city made up like a circle, like a place of central, and then everything goes from this center. So like a sun, here is a center of sun, and then you just go this way or that way or that way. And when we come to typical Dutch city from another city, every time we meet someone and we ask, where is the center? Where is the center of the city? And a person like, it's also a typical Dutch thing, and person like say like this, okay, well, you have to go that way, then you turn left, then you will see a shop, then go straight, then you turn right, then you will see a big tree, then go right, and then you will see, and I was like,
It's just not possible to remember such thing.
I was just like, how do you just creating these routes in your head? Are you a smartphone or whatever? Because for me it's just, I never remember such routes, and I just like, oh, okay, like that way,
Somewhere
there, and you just go somewhere there, and you just ask for another route next time, and in several minutes. But it's also a typical Dutch thing. And typical Dutch city has a lot of houses, small houses, private houses, with small private gardens, like this one. You can see like small houses with small gardens, and trees which surrounded by grass, and a lot of cats outside. So a lot of cute, very friendly, very nice.
Hello. Hello.
Very cute and very friendly cats.
Ну ка мяукни. He listened, he asked, you could speak cat language. Yeah. Yeah, a lot
Cool
of cats.
So you see a lot of very friendly, very cute cats around, and these cats are quite fat. I mean, they're very well feeded. Opposite thing
Well
in
fed.
Russia. Yeah, in Russia you will see also some cats, but sometimes these cats are very afraid of you and like going. Sometimes you can meet friendly cats, but not too often. And also these small gardens is very typical Dutch thing, but these gardens are like art. So each typical Dutch person has this beautiful garden, and he take a big care of it and try to create something unique. So you will not find the same garden again and again. You will find unique, small, very beautiful gardens with flowers, with trees, with different ideas. So it's so much work, you can see. And also very typical Dutch thing is having small fences around the garden, around the house. So as you can see, this fence is just very typical Dutch. So just you see, it's like I think this fence is just not help for anything, not for cats even, not for dogs. I mean, everyone can just skip this fence if he likes.
But
it's just
cute.
decorative,
Yeah.
I think. And in Russia, it's very opposite. You have like this kind of, you see, this wooden fence in the house. This is the smallest one you can see in Russia, I guess. This one. This is the smallest one you can see in Russia. But such small fences I have never seen ever in the world. I think it's just because it's just decoration, not because you want to separate yourself from the street, or you just want to make it nice and beautiful and cozy.
So, what about more typical Dutch things about city?
Of course, you can see. I think it's better to see here. Huge windows, huge windows which are often not closed, and you can see inside these windows what's inside the house.
Sometimes.
And people can see.
Oh, there.
Yeah, there is a very good example. You can see. So while you're going through the street, you pass houses, and these huge windows is just a shop. I don't know, like a very big shop, and there is inside a person. He might cook something, he might eat something, he might sit and watching TV at his own house, but you can see through this great huge windows just literally everything. And this was so amazing for me when I came here first time. I was like, oh, how people can live like this, why they do not close curtains. All curtains are always open in the first floor, and this amazes you most of all at nights, because at nights people have light inside and you go through the street is dark, and this inner places of person becomes like a real shop
Red light district.
Red light district or something like this, or Big Brother TV show, or just something like this. And you just go across these windows and you cannot you just cannot not look inside, because it's so interesting what people do inside. I don't know if Dutch people also watch what other people do, but I can't not do it.
You can't stand it.
Yes, I just oh, he's watching this movie, he's playing this game.
When we asked some Dutch people, they said to us, we asked why you do have such huge windows and open. They said that, but what I have to hide?
Yeah, I have nothing to hide.
I have nothing to hide. Like typical Dutch thing.
It's really fun.
But actually, they got so much to hide. I mean, Dutch people, they are they have very deep personality, and it's not. They do not show it. So, as I see from my Dutch colleagues, it's not really a common thing to show your emotions. Like in Russia, we do. In Russia, we show our emotions immediately, like it's on our face. And Dutch person, they're always smiling, and you do not know what he think about some stuff.
Just another amazing small house, small garden, really beautiful flowers here. And I actually agree that you can see also here such flowers, and this very, very beautiful. And you do not know what Dutch people think in general. They are very polite. Like these gardens are also looks really beautiful and polite, but in the backyard you never know what's happening in their soul and what's how you like to say what is on the second floor of the house. They will never show you if you are not very close to this person. And also very Dutch thing is to have a bicycle and to park this bicycle nearby your house. So each house has a biking parking place.
Or they put bicycle inside because it's
Sometimes,
very often there are thieves who steal bikes.
Yeah.
A lot of.
And also very typical Dutch city has a lot of water, I would say, like pond and canals and river. So typical Dutch city, I didn't know that before I came to the Netherlands. I thought that only Venice or in Italy like a city on the water, but typical Dutch city is a city on the water. It might be river, canal, pond, so there is a lot of water everywhere, and this is also very typical Dutch. So
Why do you think that Wageningen is the most typical Dutch city? Why do you think so? Because actually there are so much foreigners because of the university. So much foreigners lives here. So why do you think it's Dutch?
I think it's typical Dutch because I
All these things which you said, they're here. Yeah?
Yes, yes, and
Okay.
also I think that people who live here, they try to maintain this these Dutch things because I think they also like it, and they live in this environment, and they're really good in sustain these features. But why Amsterdam is not typical? Because you said that here's a lot of students, foreigners, but these foreigners, they come and go, and these foreigners, most of them, they appreciate Dutch culture, and they are very deeply involved in this culture. A lot of students start to learn Dutch at the university. A lot of students start to
it's
find
like
jobs.
academic environment.
And these people, they do not try to force their own culture, and they are not tourists. They more or less in academic sphere.
It's definitely not tourist city.
It's not tourist city, and that's why I like it very much, because for instance Amsterdam, it's very touristic city. It's the most touristic city I've ever seen. You go through the Amsterdam and you can hear so many different languages, even Russian language you can meet very often. And tourists do not really they might appreciate culture, foreign culture, but they do not try to be involved in this culture too much, and that's why Amsterdam is not a good example of
I want to argue with you a bit.
Okay.
To protect Amsterdam, because I love this city very much. Of course, central part of Amsterdam, it's tourist place. It still has some own flavor, Amsterdamish flavor, but yes, okay.
Flavor of wheat.
But still, Amsterdam, even Amsterdam center, it's also a lot of Dutch there, and I think it just in the Netherlands there are big cities and tiny cities, like almost villages,
Yeah.
and all things which you said, I agree with them, but it's easier to notice all these things in small cities, and Wageningen in small cities, like 30,000 people there.
Yeah.
And Amsterdam, it's a big city, and it has a lot of different districts. Some of them are more Dutch, some of them less. And in Amsterdam, you could feel this spirit also. If you wouldn't just go to tourist route, and you would visit some other places, and you would just walk around, not go with a guide who would show you like monuments and something like this. Actually, a lot of people, Dutch people, they live their lives in Amsterdam, normal Dutch lives. So
Yeah.
I think Amsterdam is also you could find there are a lot of places which is very Dutch.
You know, I would totally agree with you, because even if I say that Amsterdam is not typically Dutch, of course you will get the understanding of the Netherlands somehow, or in the city, because it's a capital and also it's a very big touristic place. And for tourists also, Dutch people try to show something that is typically Dutch. So even in touristic place you will find a lot of signs of typically Dutch culture. But still, I would agree with you that even if you come to Amsterdam only, try to expand your routes, not only stay in the center all the time, but go around and visit other places.
Yeah, and also I'll say myself, I'll say that the most Dutch city.
Yeah, what is your choice?
It's hard to say.
You visited a lot of cities in the Netherlands, different cities and towns.
I liked Utrecht, of course,
Utrecht.
but yeah, I liked Utrecht, but I think Den Bosch. We visited Den Bosch once, and
Yeah, it was.
I felt that Den Bosch it's like a mirror where you could look into and see my Middle Ages, you know, Middle Ages. So it's like very traditional from one point, and also it's like very cute place.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Wageningen, of course. It's also one of my favorite places. But
You would suggest to visit Den Bosch?
also, I'll suggest to visit
You
Den
know,
Bosch.
when you said about Den Bosch, I also remembered one of my favorite city after Wageningen is Zandam. Zandam, it's not typical Dutch at all, but I would tell about the city in the next video, because I would say it was typical Dutch city when it was Peter the Great times. So it was old school Dutch city. Old school.
So,
Dutch
guys,
city.
let's discuss which city do you live?
Yeah.
Which cities did you visit in the Netherlands, and what is your, in your opinion, the most Dutch city in the Netherlands?
And why?
Yeah.
See you in our next videos.
Bye bye.
Bye.